Hi, I'm Kacie Jenkins with Oak Realty, and I'm here to give you your Powhatan real estate market update for May of 2025. So in May of 25, we saw some numbers shoot up like crazy that weren't there last year. And what we're seeing is the market return to a very normal market in Richmond, where in May and June, you start seeing houses sit on the market a lot longer because school's ending and people are going on vacations. And so the spring market's ending. What we've seen the last number of years is that really hasn't happened. It's just been crazy all the way through the summertime, where now we're seeing this slowdown like a return to normal pre-COVID. So don't freak out when you hear these numbers. Don't say the sky is falling, because it's not. It's just a normal return to pre-COVID normal real estate, where things get a little crazy in the summertime, and then they start picking up again in the fall, and then they really go bonkers with lots of houses on the market in the wintertime. So we're still selling houses. We're still selling them over asking price if they're priced right and they're prepped right, but you're not seeing every single house on the market go over asking. So all that being said, if you are a seller and you're looking to sell, let's talk and put together a plan to make sure that we get you over asking price, or that we get you the price that you want. Depending on where in Powhatan you are, the closer you are to Chesterfield, the faster that house is selling. The further away you are, just the slower that house is selling, because you got to find the right person that wants to be 20 to 30 to 45 minutes from the city and have that peace and quiet. And us who live in Powhatan, like myself, we want that peace and quiet. So all that being said, let's dive into the numbers. We are looking at listed in May of 2025, we listed 65 houses, where in May of 24, we listed 58 houses, so just about the same. We sold 38 houses in May of 25, which is a little more than we sold in May of 24 at 33 houses, which is abnormal for what's going on in Richmond right now. We're seeing an actual slowdown of how many that are selling versus something that's speeding up. Price point wise, we sold a really nice house in Powhatan in May of 25. So it took our average price point up really high to $686,000 average price point, where in May of 24 it was only $543,000. We're still seeing increases in value, just not that quickly. That has to do with this one outlier house that we sold. Days on market are getting a little longer, like I already talked about. So in May of 2025, the average days on market was 24, where in May of 2024 the average days on market was 14. That being said, like I just said, months of inventory is going up because things are going back to normal, and this is normal in May. In May and June and July, months of inventory go way higher, and then they start coming back down in the fall. So we have 3.1 months of inventory in May of 2025, and in May of 24 there was only 1.8 months of inventory, and that just means that we're going towards more of a neutral market, so we're not as deep in a seller's market as we used to be. So all that being said, I told you there's a really cool house that sold really expensive in Powhatan. It was a custom build over in Mitchell's Mill that sold for $1.4 million, and that is the reason the sold price went so much higher this month than it did last year this month. So if you got any questions or you want to talk about selling your home, don't forget to reach out, like, subscribe, and send us a smoke signal if you want to talk to us. Y'all have a great day.